Don Wilson, I was not aware, or rather, he made me aware that in recent years, the police has been involved in trying to prevent criminality, not just attack criminals and putting them, but taking measures to prevent criminality. You know, in the UK, this is, I'm glad to say, this has been going on for a long, long time. The justice system, the police system, and the youth services have been working together. All of them are under-resourced. But, you know, that seems to be a tremendous initiative. And the police in Brazil, to put it mildly, does not have a very good reputation. But, you know, if you can, at the local level, to get the commandant or whatever you call the senior officer to become involved and be aware, like Manuel and the prison inmates, that seems to me an extremely interesting avenue. And it doesn't mean, it means that you don't have to climb to become the professor of economics of Brazil, because, that's important, and I shall bow to him, and there will be, you know, a statue of him in the cathedral. But very few people go to the cathedral these days. They go more to the Adventist school, the Adventist church, don't they? So why not talk to the local commander and try to become the professor of economics of Florianopolis? Well, obviously, there is only one person who will have that title. But there is so much we can do at the local level.
Okay.
Fantastic, Benny. Saul, do you want to say something?
No, thank you for a really interesting talk. I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm. I have also, Benny, to thank Saul. Saul was the organizer of this meeting, representing our dear friend, Professor Jorge Vinuales.
Okay.
So thank you very, very much. I also acknowledge the presence of our former president of the Center of Students for International Relations at Unisul, Lara. And Lara is joining our delegation from Unisul, Professor Benny. And now I would like to ask you to sit and invite Professor Ana Regina to do her presentation. And if you can stay with us, Professor Benny, it will be an honor.
Of course. Should we change places?
Yes, Professor.
Yes.
Bota aqui.
Because of the camera.
É só sai o somzinho dela. Terminamos aqui?
It's okay.
Ok.
Eu vou passar.
Ana, tá aqui.
Pode ficar em pé do lado da câmera. A gente só vira um pouquinho a...
Ok.
Vai. Aí, tá bom.
Ok.
That page has to be very little paper. Usually there is so much wasted with newspapers.
Mostra mais cheio.
Okay. Good morning. Professor Ben.
Thank you.
Ana, só fala um pouquinho alto que a gente tá captando som por aqui.
Yes.
Obrigada.
For me, it's really very nice to be here. It's very important for me. I am Professor Regina, mathematics. I work at Unisul, University of Santa Catarina. Today I work with Professor Baltazar, professor in the graduate program in administration, and I research in two research line, sustainability and frugal innovation. Yes.
Could you repeat the first one?
Frugal innovation.
Food innovation.
Frugal
Frugal innovation.
Frugal innovation.
Yeah, okay.
Frugal innovation. I work in a green group, research group, and I will present the pilot models and SDGs, the connection pilot models and the SDGs. Okay. We will share with you our pilot project. Our pilot projects are based on the principles of frugal innovation principles. And first of all, we want to present our understanding about frugal innovation. Yes, frugal innovation is the art of transform adversity into opportunity, local opportunity, and doing more with the fair resource or limited resource. Okay, local solutions. Yes. Our pilots, our projects are based on frugal innovation principles and financed by the project resource. Yes. Why use the frugal innovation principles to build our pilots, or our frugal products, frugal machine equipment? Yes, because I think that the frugal innovation principles are connected with the sustainable business. Because the frugal innovation, because it promotes the local development, the local solution, sample and unique innovations, and it presents a particular purpose for environment with limited resource. Producing according to the principle of frugal innovation means being economically viable, environmentally sustainable, and technological innovative. In the face of local social development, the local social solution, for example, aimed at the increased production efficiency, generating income, and preserving biodiversity. It's a very, very important for us, for the poor community, for example. Okay? And for us, frugal innovation principles are aligned with the Agenda 2022, mainly next to water, food, and energy. Okay. The frugal innovation seeks to satisfy the needs of the current generation with special attention to those who are at the pyramid bottom. Yes, pyramid bottom. This way, this generation can create good opportunity for the next generation. Pyramid bottom. Now, we will share, we will show our pilot projects. Our pilot projects are sample project and offer solution look. First frugal project or about the Butia pulper project. Yes, the Butia is a native fruit. It is rich in nutrients. The project begin following. We were called by Association of Small Farmers, okay, farmer with limited resource, to help them, the Greens, the researchers, them to give more valued products coming from the Butia fruit, developed, mainly to produce pulp. And the pulp is more noble and brings more income for small farmers. And this association is located in Bituba City. In Bituba City is a city with the beach and gin. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And Butia is here. Butia fruit is a native fruit. Is part of the biodiversity. Yes. Okay. And here we have 2 moments of presentation of our frugal products machine, frugal machine. Here, I bought Professor Baltazar, Professor Annelise, and our student and
The member from the community.
representative of the community, representative of frugal product to scientific event, to academic community. Here, this moment, the delivery event of the frugal products or Butia pulper to farm representative. Okay, here, Mr. Jair. Here, we involved many students, professors. Okay, it's an event very important for us and for community. Okay. Okay. The association of this Bituba City has today more or less 50 associate family. And today is with the Butia pulper today. Yes, it's very, very well. Where is the frugal innovation in the machine? The final price of the frugal product is 65 cheaper than existing equipment on the market, because made from recycled parts. Okay, recycled parts. It's important. It's very important. In addition, there is a profitability of the 68 in relation to the existing equipment, which normally reach 14% of pulp. The design is open for changes. Okay, and the health and safety requirement needed to fulfilled. Increase, very important, increase the added value of the bucha fruit. It's a pulp. Okay. In the Greens research group, we created this way to build frugal innovation. Okay. First of all, Unisul, the researchers, we received the request, the demand, the problem of the small farm, recycling cooperative, of the different association with limited resource. After we involved the student in the undergraduate and graduate. If there is a profound study, over master research work, for example, here in the construction of bucha pulper. After first grade, after the manufacturing, the build the machine, after prototype test, it's important because our frugal projects are aligned with the SDGs, and we involved the future users in the construction, in the building of the machine. Okay, it's a important principle of the frugal innovation, the participation of the future users. For example, small farmers. And finish pulp and waste. There is a separate pulp and the waste. Okay. We have two projects based on frugal innovation principle in development. Yes, two. Second frugal project for cassava processing. Okay. Cassava, mandioca, yes. Small farmers association of the small farmer of the Mituba City asked Professor Baltazar, Regina, analyze and me, asked us the construction of an equipment to process cassava throughout the year. Yes. Imbituba City is located in south of Santa Catarina. Okay, reasons of the request. They will not need to depend of the seasonality of the mills production, because the mills are used from large farms. They won't need to keep the dough. The dough is here in the freezer for a long time. Energy expenses. Is serving customers with high quality products. For example, flour, biscuit, bijous, bread made from fresh dough. Here, the dough is produced after scraping the cassava. Here, biscuit, bijous, very, very nice. Here, we are showing a small machine created by the farm himself. Okay. However, it presents the machine difficulties to cassava process. Okay. The safe, the health for operator. Here the farm is peeling the cassava, scrape, producing cassava dough, e here pressing the dough to produce flour, biscuit, bread. From the dough, they produce the bread, many products. E for analyze 30 frugal projects, new business model based on frugal innovation, Ana Provin, right? For the fashion industry, from the biofabrics. Biofabrics are technology produced from biological materials with low environment impact. We are working with the biofabrics that come from the banana tree, banana fiber of banana tree. An association of banana producers asked us for a machine to extract the tree for the fiber of the banana tree to produce biofabrics. This associate is located in Corupá City, is located in north of Santa Catarina. Okay, here a first meeting with the association and first visit to banana production here. Okay, here I have the craft women separate the layers with large knives. Yes, a banana tree, because after cut the fruit, the tree is becomes the waste of the waste. Yes, of the waste. And the craft women separate the layers with in four parts: lace, silk, cover, and fillet. Okay, and with the materials we use to produce some products with banana tree fiber, handbag, okay, and the fly flops, and bijuterias, como é que é?
Jewelry.
Here we are developing the first test with the machine, okay, always considering the frugal innovation principles. And our tests are always done with the contribution of future user. Here is a craft woman, yes?
In our laboratory.
In laboratory at Unisul, okay? Okay, frugal innovation, hold more with less. Okay, Professor Bennett is the local solution.
Professor Energina, thank you so much for presenting the wonderful work that the team is doing in Unisul, at Unisul. And now I will invite Manuela Veras to present the case of the dialogues with the community. That is basically something that was present that are present in all the work from Greens.
Hello guys, hello everyone who is YouTube, live or not. And first of all, I want to thank Professor Balthazar Greens and University of Cambridge because it's a life opportunity to be here as an undergraduate student. And I will talk about dialogues with community That is something that Benny has talked about before and has a connection with the pilot modes. So you can. First of all, this is me. I have a podcast called Olhar a Veras, which is like by Veras view, that I interview women from the academic field about what they're doing and what are their perspective, not only as the researchers, but the person who is there living the chauvinism of every day. I'm also an undergraduate student at Unisul. I finished the course a week ago, and I'm a part of Greens. And when I started my studies at Greens 4 years ago, I learned that sustainability has three main fields, which is environmental, economical, and social. And it didn't take long for me to fall in love with the social studies, so I started to contributing in this field. And when we talk about social, we talk about people. And the main promise of Agenda 2030 is to leave no one behind, no matter where the person is from, and her race, her origin. So our projects is always thinking about how we can impact our community, because no one means actually no comfort too. So let's talk about Brazil. Brazil has a large population, and more than half of it are women, and in the race field, more than half of it are black. So we need to look to that people, because most of our political aspects don't actually are produced thinking about women and thinking about black people. And I think I will sit here because I don't actually see. So last year we produced a hydroponic stove that is connected with a poor community near Florianopolis, and we offered a new level of food security to 50 families, most of them family and black. I actually think that they all are family.
Yes.
Left by family. So it's important because we are looking for a group of people that usually are not look at the political field, and we are contributing to them to have autonomy to choose what they will eat, how they will produce, and this stuff. And it was built with rich resources, and it's a vegetable production near Unisul Pernambuco. These are some photos that we took on the day that we built the stove, and you can see that the community helped us. So we didn't took the scientists there to build. We talked with them when we learned which was the best option to use our resources with the community. And Brazil has a huge young population. 20% of the population is under 15. I think that 1/3 is under 20 years old. So when we talk about sustainability, we need to think not only how to engage that people to work with us, but also how we can impact their lives so they can look to the scientific field not as a separate space, but part of their community and part of their lives. And for that, we built a solar panel in a school in Rancho Queimado, which is close to Florianopolis, but not that close. It's in Santa Catarina. We created a new font of energy, reducing the cost of the school to the state. It's a public school, so all the costs, they are paid by the state. So we help at the prefeitura, city council, to reduce the costs. That's a very lightning. A few months after we built that, we talked with the kids and the professor, and they said that the school has a better lighting, and some students actually said that improving the environmental improved the quality of education. So we also help not only in an environmental way, but also connecting with SDG 4, which is quality education. Some of the photos of the day that we built, and the kids did a presentation, so they were very participative in this process. And now we are working in a connection between science and the internet. So this year we start to use it our Instagram. I am the person who administrates that, and me and Professor Baltazar, we spoke in the beginning of the year how we could talk about what we do in a way that people could understand and could feel interested. Because articles are interested for people who like work with that or study that. And from our Instagram, we started to talk about SDGs. So, what are they? What are their reasons to exist? And now we're doing a series about the main concepts that we use in our research. And these series are done by all the researchers in the group. So everyone has the specific research, and from that, everyone works with a specific concept. And we are talking about that now in our Instagram. These are some of the posts that we are doing now. So this is about sustainable city, did by Felipe Dias, and this is the one that I did about non-paid work and domestic work. This is our Instagram. These are the reels that we did about SDGs. So our main objective was to explain each SDG in less than 1 minute. For some of us, it was difficult because we are used to prepare classes of an hour or more, and 1 minute was a new way to talk about what we do every day, but in a more connective way, in a way that people could actually understand. And this is our Instagram, and we have a lot of views. Considering that we start our project this year, our internet project this year, and we are growing fast. I think that not everyone in the academic field has the aim to change that knowledge to the community. And when we start to do that, we realize that people like that very much. And that's just the beginning. Me and Professor Baltazar were talking about what we can do next in the next year. So coming to Cambridge was a way to connect with people. I think that many people in Brazil know what is University of Cambridge, but actually doesn't know what people do that who have been there. And we study like Darwin School, but I think that not many people know that he came to Cambridge and he studied here. So when we came here, we say to people that this is a possibility too. And in a global world, knowing that we have possibilities to bring the knowledge that we have in Brazil to other places makes all the difference to undergraduate students. These are partners, so we have a lot of partners, which is good in this global atmosphere. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Manuela. Professor Benny?
Can I just ask one very quick question?
Yes,
Manuela,
sure.
please. You talk about solar energy.
Yeah.
Where do the photovoltaic cells come from?
China.
China, right?
China.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why is there no industry in Brazil?
It's a complex question.
Local solution.
I think today there are many, but when we implemented in 2012, the suppliers, the shops suggested that we buy the solar panels. The most affordable ones and the most efficient ones was bought by a Brazilian energy company, but they were produced in China.
And can they be used to charge your telephones and
Yes.
everything as well?
Yes.
Okay.
They are
in Brazil. Recently, there has been a lot of growth about solar panels in people's homes. Right? It didn't exist maybe 5 years ago.
No, it
No one
didn't.
did that. And today it's common. I would say lots of people have it in their homes.
But it's expensive.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's too
It's
expensive.
expensive.
Yeah, but
Alright.
it's becoming more accessible, but
Yeah.
it's still expensive for most people. Yeah, but
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
it's becoming.
Thank you very much, Benny. Thank you very much, Manuela. Wonderful presentation. And continuing with students' initiatives, we invited now the master's student André Degal to present his talk about the work that he's doing at Greens.
So good morning. I am André, and I am studying at Unisul for a master's degree, and I'm also a member of Greens, which is our research group. And I'm here to talk about our research group, what we study, and a little bit about the Bridge project, which is the project that we are working here. This is the final workshop of Bridge. So I will tell you some results of this initiative. So I will start talking about Greens, which is the research group that was created in 2015 at Unisul in Florianópolis. So we started working on research and trying to publish articles in 2015. And we had an initial focus on sustainability and sustainable development. That was the initial idea of the group, and it grew over time. So in 2015, when we started, it was sustainability and energy efficiency. Those were the two main areas of focus. In 2018, that's when I joined. Some of the subjects that were being researched were food security, the water, energy, and food nexus, and sustainable cities. So it had already expanded. And today, 2022, some of the subjects we study are the ESG approach for companies, gender equality, which was something we had never researched before, and decent work, which is my research for my master's degree. I study decent work. So what I wanted to show here is that over time we grew and we started to research many more subjects than what we initially did. That's because many new people came in, but also because as we research, we found new things, and we always try to expand to new areas, right? So what do we do as a group today? We publish our research in national and international journals. We always try to publish in relevant journals. We have researchers now in all regions of Brazil. So it started as a local initiative in our university, and now it's we have researchers from everywhere. And we work with several international partners from Cambridge to Australia. So we have partnerships here. After this event, we're going to Portugal for another presentation. And I think it was last week the professors had a meeting, virtual meeting with teachers from a university in Australia. So it's very global today. Our activity today is very global, right? So I'll show you 3 articles that we have worked on and talk briefly about them. The Bridge project, which is the one we are here for, it was about the water, energy, and food nexus. So the connections between these 3 things. So I'll show you 3 articles that we have worked on, and I have been a part of these 3. And all of them have some connection to the nexus of water, food, and energy, right? So the first one is called Urban Challenges and Opportunities to Promote Sustainable Food Security Through Smart Cities and the Fourth Industrial Revolution. It was published on Land Use Policy, which is a very, very relevant journal. So I have here some key findings of the article. That research in food security often ignores the process of urbanization, the fact that we live more and more in cities. The Fourth Industrial Revolution offers a pathway for stronger food security within cities. So the article proposed some ways in which technology can help us to grow and use food in cities. And any solutions must still consider several other challenges, such as climate change. So we cannot talk about food, we cannot talk about hunger, not considering the issue of climate change and how it affects food production and food consumption, right? A second article was a food stability model, so a framework to support decision making in a context of climate change. So the key findings of this article. The key findings of this article. The article proposes a new model for considering food stability. Just a quick explanation. Food stability is one of the pillars of food security, and it relates to the idea that food production and the amount of food that arrives to people must be constant throughout the year. That's food stability, right? So it proposes a new model for considering food stability, considering factors such as climate change and shortage of resources. So it's almost the same thing as the other one. We can't talk about food consumption, we can't talk about food security without considering climate change, without considering the other crises we're living. And the article also proposes metrics for measurement of food stability for policy making. So it's the idea that we can contribute to Brazilian policy making in food stability. And then the third article is called A Proposal of a Balanced Scorecard to the Water, Energy and Food Nexus Approach, Brazilian Food Policies in the Context of Sustainable Development Goals. So the key findings here are that we propose a method called Balanced Scorecard for the Water, Energy and Food Nexus. So it's an adaptation. The Balanced Scorecard is a method used in business administration. We have tried to create an adaptation of it to consider all aspects of the water, energy, and food nexus. And we reviewed, using this method, some relevant Brazilian policies for food and water security. So Brazilian policies for instance, ending hunger or improving food distribution, improving water distribution. And what we found is, again, that most of these policies fail to consider climate change. Right? These policies ignore completely the issue of climate change. And that's a big problem. We can't solve the issue, for instance, of food without considering the issue of climate, right? So those are the three articles I wanted to present to you. But just one more thing I wanted to talk to you about and highlight is that I showed three articles that I participated in, I was a part of. In all of these three articles, I participated as an undergraduate, so before I had a degree. And when I applied to a master's degree, I had a very strong CV, which helped me get into a master's degree. And we also work, we always work with undergraduates. Manuela, who presented before me, is an undergraduate student. And why I'm telling you that is not to say that, I'm a genius because I did as an undergraduate. I'm not a genius. Is the way the Greens works, is the way our group works. Mm-hmm. So what we do, we have an open door policy. So everyone's welcome. PhD students, master's degree students, undergraduate students, everyone at university is welcome. So especially undergraduate students are welcome to the group, are welcome to our meetings, are welcome to research, right? Mm-hmm. And we try to do it in a context of always working in a group. So all of our researches are done in a group. In the articles I showed you, there were several names, sometimes 7, 8, 10 authors, because we always work in a group. So we try to give these opportunities to undergraduate students as well to participate. The idea is not just to get undergraduate students and to put their name into the article. It's more than that. It's to give them a chance to really, really work. Obviously, I don't know how it works here at Cambridge. We are here for just 2 days, and I don't know how it works in Great Britain. But I can tell you that in Brazil, in the Brazilian reality, we have many professors, we have many researchers who do not think that undergraduate students have anything to contribute. And I strongly, strongly disagree. I think undergraduate students have a lot to contribute. And that's what I wanted to highlight as well, that I participated in these researches as an undergraduate. And I think undergraduate students should have more space in research. Of course, we do that in the context of working in a group, working with master students, with PhD students, and with the professors. We always work together, so we do it in a context. But in this context, I believe undergraduate students have a lot to contribute, and I just wanted to highlight that as well, because I think it's a point that many people miss, right? So that's it for me. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Andre. Thank you for your wonderful presentation. And now I will present some of the results of Bridge. So it was supposed to be a 3-year project, and then we ended with 6 years of works. We will finish Bridge on the end of February in Brazil, but this is our last meeting and our report. So first, I want to thank our main partners. Everything that we did in Project Bridge was possible because of the finance by Fundação de Amparo à Pesquisa e Inovação do Estado de Santa Catarina. FAPESC was our main supporter, and without FAPESC we will not be able to do this work. Also, our friends from the University of Cambridge. This was really a dialogue between 2 universities, Unisul in Brazil and Cambridge in UK. Also, our Sistema Anima, our ecosystem Anima, basically the support of our university and Anima ecosystem was fundamental for the achievements of the project. And of course, the Center for Sustainable Development, Greens, that was basically the house of the Bridge project. I'm Baltazar Andrade Guerra. I'm a fellow of Synergy at the University of Cambridge, a full professor at Unisul, and I'm leading the Center for Sustainable Development, Greens. And we started in 2016 with a project that the University of Cambridge, led by Professor Jean-François Mercourt, and I at Unisul, submitted to a confab call. And the first thing that I want to highlight, it was the results that we promised and the results that we achieved. We informed the funding body that we will publish one international article, that we will publish one book chapter, and you can see that the results, thanks to the collaboration with all the team, were really, really relevant. We published more than 22 articles in scientific journals and more than 35 book chapters. And also regarding the students, we supervised more than five final reports from master students. And the the main result from our research was to understand the system complexity and the policy integration, and especially the challenges for the Brazilian energy, water, and food nexus. For that, we have the collaboration between the researchers from Cambridge and the researchers from Unisul. We started to publish a working paper, then we advanced to an article, and what surprised us was that as a result from our article and from an event that we held, we have a municipal law regarding urban agriculture that was implemented, inspired by our project. So this was a relevant impact, a social relevant impact for our community. We never imagined that we will do a contribution for a public policy, but it was a very, very nice result. It was the result of a community of practices organized by Professor Jorge Vinhales at Unisul, and then the dialogue that we keep with the City Council. It was in this event, the International Workshop of Bridge, that we held for more than 200 people. It was 211, something like that. We have people from industry, city councils, federal, state deputies, researchers, students. We spent a whole day talking about food security, energy security, water security, the water, energy, and food nexus related to Brazil in the municipal, in the state, and in the federal level. And we dialogue with academia, but always with city councils present, with deputies present, and basically involving all the community in this discussion. You can see here Professor Jorge Vinhales and the main topics of our event: conservation, energy, water, and food and land. And we have people from the national defense, city councilors, the academics. Then we went to the Parliament of Santa Catarina to present our results. So everything that we researched in the university, we went to talk with the policymakers and try to in a way advise them, talk with them, help them to formulate public policies. We did that on the Parliament of Santa Catarina, but also with the mayors of the towns where Unisul is holding their operations in Tubarão and Florianópolis. And here we are in the City Council of Florianópolis in an event with Unisul, the University of Liverpool, the University of Cambridge, and the City Council. And we try always in Bridge Project to have a multi-stakeholder approach. So talk with the most diverse groups in our society. And in moments like this, where we have a meeting with all secretaries of state from all the states of Brazil, about sustainability, about the adaptation, mitigation, climate change, all the things regarding the challenges of the nexus, the water, energy, and food nexus in Brazil. And those are our partners from Cambridge, the main scientists that contributed to our work: Professor Jean-François Mercourt, Dr. Pablo Salas, and Professor Jorge Vinhales. And in these moments, they were doing what we are doing here. They were in Unisul, working with us and presenting the findings of our project. And we also have a very, very a very, very strict goal, one major goal, that was to disseminate our projects as much as possible. And here we are in several programs at TV presenting the results of our project. Here we are dialoguing with the academic community. Here it's an event that is the International Research Event, and also the event for scientific initiation. And in this moment, we have the participation of Professor Benny Debitzer and also Professor Jeffrey Sachs. Both of them participated in an event for more than 1,000 students in our university. And this is our research group. Every day, every week, and officially on our meetings on Friday, we gather all the researchers from Greens, and we present the works that we are doing, the achievements that we have in the week, and the possibilities for cooperation. So since 2014, Greens has been holding meetings all the weeks and uniting researchers from all the regions in Brazil and several countries in the world. And here you can see some of the things that we did. The solar school, the hydroponic greenhouse, the articles that we publish, our meetings, our participation in COP26. We presented 4 articles. Our participation in the symposium, the World Symposium on Sustainable Development. And in all these activities, you can see the participation of students, undergraduate and graduate students, and they are all present in all our works that are always aligned with sustainable development, climate change, water, energy, and food nexus, the empowerment of girls and women, the environmental justice, climate refugees. Now we are the 2 areas that we published more this year, were sustainable cities and education for sustainable development. And this is basically the model that we developed, probably the biggest scientific achievement for us at Unisul, the model that we developed for the water, energy, and food nexus, taking in account the growth of the population, demography, and demographic aspects, and also climate change. And from that idea, we have the challenge to develop a pilot module. And I know that you look to this and you say, oh, this cannot be science. But it is basically, this is the model that we saw, the articles that we write, taking life, and from science, we went from basic science to applied science, and we developed this model of a solar hydroponic greenhouse. We are producing the energy that we consume. We produce lettuces with a saving of around 70 to 80% of water. We do not use agrotoxics, far from that. And basically, we found a way to produce food, increasing food security, reducing the consumption of water, and with the energy that we locally produce. And this is a school that went there. This is really a living lab. This is our first hydroponic greenhouse that is in Tubarão, and it's working since 2017. And that one is operating in our main campus in Tubarão. But we decided, as Professor Anna showed, to open one greenhouse in a community, in a very, very, very low income community that survives by recycling. And we developed a greenhouse, an hydroponic greenhouse for them to increase their food security and also their income. And here, something that Manuela told us, we were talking with the community, understanding their needs, asking how university can help. Here you have very, very, you have the members of the community. Once again, people that are in the bottom of the pyramid, that have needs, and you have the professors, the universities, the students, academia there, talking with them in a language of integration. It's a research participation model where we are talking with the community, trying to understand their needs and trying to solve their problems, their pains in a dialogue where we are in a round table. We are not imposing our science, whatever, to the community. What we are talking between people, between persons. And we are working with them. We are planting, we are singing, we are eating, we are understanding their needs. And then we decided to go even further, if you allow me. We went to a kind of a prison, to a place where they held the miners in conflict with the law. So we went there and we see this. And we said, no, we should do something. And we were talking with all the people that are the responsibles for this complex. And we decided, let's do an hydroponic greenhouse that can be a living lab and help to re-socialize, solve the miners. And this is now a hydroponic greenhouse inside it's a rehabilitation center for miners in conflict with the law. And this is their space. So remember the first one, completely destroyed, a hole, and now here they have a living lab to produce food for them, to give to their families, to eat, of course, and to learn, and to find their way, a new chance to rehabilitate them. And Professor Anna showed our greens machine, a machine for based on frugal innovation for improving the quality of life of a community that works and that extracts butia. And our model, all the process that Professor Energina already told us.
Beautiful.
And sorry, can you come back?
I'm sorry.
And this is what makes us proud. This is what makes us proud. 50 persons that have their lives touched by a simple thing, by this frugal innovation. Mm-hmm. So they have a technology that was developed at the university. They are empowered by this equipment, and they ask us more, and they tell us, can you please solve more problems that we have? And we said yes. And they ask us, please give us a solution for mandioca. And we are developing this machine in our industrial lab. And thanks to FAPES, to the Fundação of Amparo da Pesquisa e Inovação do Estado de Santa Catarina, to Unisul, to Anima, and to our Bridge project, we can develop projects like this and share it with the community. And this was one of our last activities. We went to the Environmental Council of Santa Catarina, of the state of Santa Catarina, and we presented our work, the work of Greens, and share with these people that are representatives from the society and the government of Santa Catarina, the work that we are doing in the university. So we don't see the university as an ivory tower or a place disconnected from society. We try always to, once again, to transfer our research, our knowledge to community. And of course, we don't forget this. We have all these publications. In all these publications, as Andrea showed very, very well, we have 6, 7, 10. With Cambridge, we have one article with 16 or 17 authors. And we publish not only to disseminate science and, of course, the knowledge that we are developing, producing at Greens, also to, as André pointed, to give opportunities to our students for them to improve their CVs, for them to apply to graduate programs, to support their career. In Greens, we said that research changes lives, or we want to change lives through research. And our main goal is to empower students. So in the majority of these articles, the first author is a student. Professors will always go last, because once again, our priority and our dream is to see our students go as far as possible. And we have now a challenge, and we can launch it here in Cambridge. That is Greens 1010. So we are in 2024, sorry, we will be doing 10 years of existence. We will have 10 years of existence. We want to celebrate with 10 high impact factor articles published in journals. So we have 1 year to publish 10 articles. I know, so for the standards of Cambridge, it's something more or less normal. But for Brazil, this will be a great challenge. But we will do it once again with our students. And that was basically what I said, that we want to celebrate this decade serving the sciences of sustainability with 10 articles. And sometimes we have surprises like this. During 2021, we wrote an article about the impacts of coronavirus on sustainability. And we discovered that this article, it's now part of the recommended literature from the World Health Organization. So in this way, we have unexpected impacts like this. And we were very, 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 very happy and extremely, extremely surprised. Also, we try to be present in every moment where they call us in the university to help promoting research, science in events like this. One workshop where we're talking about possibilities of funding for science. We are organizing now a special issue from sustainability on sustainable cities. So we left this invitation for our partners in Cambridge. If you want to join us, you will be more than welcome. Professor Energina is also a co-organizer, a co-editor from this special issue. And here this is in Pennsylvania. We were awarded with the the Best Paper Award in the World Symposium on Sustainable Development. And my God, it was extremely happy because it was the first event, the first presential event after the worst moments of COVID-19. And I want to thank you for having us here. Sol, please give all our thanks to the Cambridge community and special to Synergie, our brother center at Cambridge, and tell you that we want to continue our partnership, our collaboration with our partners here in Cambridge. I have also the privilege of being your fellow, so please count with us. The Center for Sustainable Development at UNISUL is always open to receive the researchers, to work in projects, in articles. You are part of UNISUL, as we hope that we are part of the Cambridge community. Thank you so much.
Antes, a gente pode botar uma foto com o fundo aqui do Greens, nós quatro, pelo menos.
Todos?
Pode ser todo mundo,
Todos,
mas
aham.
nós quatro. Let's go. Só vou mostrar.
E
Esse aqui é o final, o
Uhum.
início.
Terminou?
Can I make a comment?